Perfect fit closets. How to use hardware. Hardware is going to be our non-graphical items. We'll be discussing our hardware, the hanging rail, hinges, and slides. I have my 2020 platform open, as well I have my local browser. I have the Perfect Fit Canada Canadian catalog. I have a 100-inch wall on my top view, as well as my elevation view. If we double click our parts, my apologies, my hardware. In our hardware, we have hardware, hanging rail, hinge, and slides for our section. If we double click our hardware, there's a note that says non-graphical. These item needs to be used in item list, sold as per piece. If we go back one, we also have hanging rail, and we also have the same message. Non-graphical items should be used in the item list. Back again, same thing as hinges. And going back is our slides. So once again, that's going to be double clicking our categories. We're going to double click hardware. These components are for extra parts or pieces for whatever our dealer needs. As an example, if we go into our modules, we can drag a tall module into our elevation view. We can let go of our mouse as soon as we see our magnet. And if I drop a regular module with 2 fixed shelves as well as a toe kick, we can click on OK and drop it in. Once I drop my regular parts in there for my wooden core material, I can go right-click anywhere off screen, go into my show item lists, and I can see already populated. I'm going to right-click the dark gray area, left-click display settings, and left-click description. We'll click on OK, and now I have a description tab. In my description section here, I have my panels, my fixed shelf. We have 5 system bolt singles, 5 cams. So all the necessary fasteners are grouped together with the part, the wooden core material, and supplied to you. Now, if I go back, right-click in this dark gray area, left-click show design, I'm back in my design. Now I'm going to right-click and delete this section. Now I have nothing entered into my platform. Now let's just say that I wanted extra fasteners. I can then right-click off screen and left-click show item list. The second way I can do this is I can right-click on my elevation or my top view, right-click and left-click show item list. The third way to get to your item list is going to be underneath items and left-click item list. If we hover over it, we see show item list. So we got nothing entered in our items tab. We have 4 tabs at the very bottom. We've got our items tab, our calculated items, accessories, extra cost, and comments. If I double click my categories in my local browser, we're going to double click our hardware. And let's go through the first section, hardware. Non-graphical, these items need to be used in item list, sold as per piece. So we're in the correct section in the show item list. This will not show up on the design. This is just extra parts. We have everything from adjustable shelf pins, flat screws, drawer front recess screws, wafer screws, and so forth. So we have a plethora of a whole bunch of different parts and hardware that you can use. Dowels, grommets, different cams in different colors, 2 pieces, and so forth. We can always refer to our dealer portal. And in our dealer portal, we log into our dealer login. We can go underneath our products tab and hover over job aids and fasteners. In our job aids and fasteners, we can left click our fasteners and we can see the different types of parts that we use for various different items. So for example, system screw posi. Here's the product code, and it's used for flat screws used to be to mount accessories on gables. We've got drawer front screw recess, drawer box front attachment screw. So here are the master list in our dealer portal. And if we ever want to order any part for whatever reason that we want, maybe we lost some during transit, maybe your installer dropped a whole bunch down the heat register, or you want to create your own items. Maybe you want to piece wooden core materials together in 2020. and you want to add your own extra hardware. Let's use an example, adjustable shelf pins. If I wanted that, I'm going to left click my adjustable shelf pins. I'm going to hover over my dark gray area, let go of my mouse, and now it's asking select a quantity for product code M-03-2415. I can select on 4, click on OK, and you can see here that it's got $0 because I'm still located in the items tab. If we click on our calculated items, these are typically used for calculated items such as moldings. If we click on accessories extra cost, we can see that we have a quantity of 4, my product code, and it costs 16 cents. So it costs 4 cents per adjustable shelf pins. Because the description doesn't show up, if I want to populate that, I can right click off screen. Now I'm going to left click display settings. Underneath display settings, I can select description. We'll click on OK. And now I have the description of the actual product code to make it a little bit easier. A lot of people can't read the product code, neither can I. So please go ahead and check on description. Let's try one more time with the various different pieces here. Let's choose system single bolt or system bolt single. Drag it in, drop, and again, it's going to ask me for the quantity. So I can choose the quantity that I wish. I chose 7, cost is 63 cents. I can always edit the quantities at any time. I can right click, left click my attributes, and I can increase my quantity or decrease. The same thing will apply from our hardware. If we go back one, we have our hanging rail. Hanging rail is going to be a little bit different. This says non-graphical. These items need to be used in item list. Sold as 8-foot pieces, requires hardware. So if you wanted the hanging rail section, again, we can refer back to our dealer portal. To the hanging rail they're referring to, we can cross-reference this. If we scroll down, you can see all the various items. So again, please refer to this. Here's the hanging rail, product code 290-11901. And let's double check that's the same thing. And that's 290-11901. So that's exactly what it refers to. So we have the hanging rail. So if your installer needs extra hanging rails, you can certainly buy just one long section. And as indicated, the only thing that it comes with is a hanging rail that's 8 feet. We can drag it in, drop, quantity 1, and we can see that the hanging rail 8 feet costs $11.79. If we wanted more parts, so for example, this hanging rail system coincides with a cover. So if I want to choose a white cover, black cover, brown, or beige. So again, we'll just go ahead to our covers and let's grab a white one. We'll drag and drop the white. We want a quantity 1. And obviously now the hanging rail cover and the hanging rail match. Down below, we have the hanging hardware. Again, we're cross-referencing this. If we wanted the hanging hardware left and right so that we can hang the system off the ground, we just drag and drop the parts. And then the cover for that, we have left, right, and as well as the different colors. Going back to our main hardware, we have hinges. Same thing applies, non-graphical. These items need to be used in item list, sold as per piece, and requires hardware. So we've made a little note indicating that if you do require a soft close hinge, that you're going to need 2 Euro screws that come with it. We also have push top open hinges. So these are lift gate hinges. We have 45-degree hinges for our corner modules and lift stay hinges. Going back into hardware again, we also have slides. Same thing, non-graphical. These items need to be used in item list, sold as per pair. So if you wanted a slide, let's say you wanted a 12-inch 300mm slide. I can actually move this over a bit so I can see the description. So if we wanted a 12-inch undermount soft close slide, it comes as a pair as indicated here. It has a left and right. We can drag it in. And again, we want one pair, and one pair of slides costs $15.48. We also have undermount push to open slides, non-soft close. And then we also have side mount slides, soft close, and here are all the different parts to that. So once again, to recap, if we wanted parts for anything, once we're in our design, and we don't have to have a design, we can right-click, go into our Show Item List, go into our Accessories Extra Cost tab, and drag and drop our parts. We're going to go into our Categories, Hardware, and again, we're choosing either Hardware, Hanging Rail, Hinge, or Slides. The Show Item List only applies to anything that says non-graphical. Anything that says graphical, we'll have to drag and drop into our actual design itself. If you have any questions regarding our hardware non-graphical items for parts and pieces, regarding hardware, hang rail, hinges, or slides, always contact us at support@perfectfitcanada.com.